And now for the next episode. Let's get it. Span of a week, it's felt like Bangtan Christmas. I think we should rename 2020 and call it the year of BTS because they have owned this year.
Literally the only good thing.
Yes. ARMY is lucky.
Yes, we are. You feel sorry for the people who are not ARMY.
Yep. Too bad for them. But you know what? Hey, there's plenty of room. Come join us.
Yes.
Just don't fight us for tickets or merch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or the guys.
The boys. Yep. The boys have been claimed. The merch has been claimed. The concert tickets have been claimed. But hey, you can still listen to the music.
That's right.
Plenty of music for your choice.
We did get a lot of quarantine armies though. Like there's a lot of them.
Yep.
I've met a lot of new baby armies on TikTok.
Wow, that's cool. I'm sure that the Dynamite radio play has probably helped recruit more ARMY. Mm-hmm. And all of these various celebrities, J-Lo posting a video of her kids and her dancing to Dynamite, David Archuleta posting the video listening to Dynamite, a soccer player, Sergio Agüero, he posted a video of himself on Twitter and he's listening to Dis-Ease. And so a lot of people they're getting on board.
Paying attention, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is good.
There's a picture of LeBron James wearing a Dynamite t-shirt.
Wow. Well, he is mentioned in the song.
Exactly.
Jump up to the top, LeBron.
He heard his name being called.
That's right.
He was summoned.
That's right. He was summoned. Who else should we summon?
I don't know. It's been an exciting time. I guess we can start out by talking about the Billboard Hot 100. Like, I am still just in some sort of state of happiness and crying and the emotions about it.
I am so happy for all the boys, but I couldn't help but think about Junie and what he said about the fact that music truly transcends barriers like language. Mm-hmm. And I, between what he said and Yoongi's desire to have a Billboard #1 song in Korean, and that it came to fruition, and Jimin wishing every song on B to get on the Billboard charts, and that came to fruition. Like BTS and ARMY, I feel like we are unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. It's a very well-oiled machine at this point.
It is. And the fact that we did that with like this much radio play, because let's be honest, there were probably only a handful of radio stations that actually played Life Goes On. There was only one version, no bundles.
Total.
120 spins?
Total.
Wow.
That's nothing. And we still did it.
Nothing. Yeah, and there was no collab. There's no feature on anybody on this. Like, you can't. People were claiming, Dynamite got #1 because there was, 8 versions. We did this all naturally.
Yep. It's a self-produced album, which is the icing on the big giant cake. No, the cherry on the icing on the big giant cake. So,
on the cake.
Yep. Cakes.
Even
can you make us a Billboard Hot 100 cake?
Yes.
Yes, I totally can. Even that though, like a lot of the Western media outlets are still not going to let BTS have their day, because those headlines about, BTS gets #1 and CDs play a major part. Like, I'm sorry, what? Of course it did. CDs have always been a part of music, some sort of medium where you put your music out to the people, whether it started off as 8 tracks or 33s or 45s or, whatever it happens to be. Today's medium are CDs. I can't help it that Western artists don't know how to market their stuff so that their fans actually want to buy it to
Right.
listen to their music. So it's just annoying that they can't just say, hey, these
They
guys
did it.
sent a lot of records and it's really amazing. And it's all because of the effort that they put in and their fan base being completely loyal to them and loving them and their music. They can't just let them have their moment. So I am ready for us to go to the Grammys, get the win, and turn around and throw the digits up at everybody and be like, we're done with this. So we're going back to just
The one gun salute.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you mentioned a good point, Dee, that it's a loyal fan base, but it goes both ways. It's because the boys have always been loyal to their fans, and so that's what draws us in. We love their communication with their fans. They never make us feel like we're left out. And
No.
yeah, especially with their album too. It's like, aside from all the other issues that they have had to jump hurdles over, but the song itself, Life Goes On, it means so much. And to me, I love it. I just really love the meaning. That, aside from everything that we've faced this year, if people would be open-minded and listen to the song and read the lyrics, I think they would appreciate it a lot more rather than just throwing a quick judgment and be like, what?
I agree.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, they deserve the whole world. BTS deserves the whole world. So,
but that's
here
just
we
as
are.
a whole. Like people don't stop and read things, even just in general. People reblog stuff or repost things, and they just read a headline. They don't actually click on an article and read it because people are just lazy. So it's the same thing with this. If you want to be a fan of BTS or any other group that doesn't speak in a primarily English language, they speak in another language, you're going to have to do a little research. You're going to have to delve a little deeper. And most people are too lazy to do that.
Yeah.
Even without reading the lyrics, because I am lazy and busy, and I didn't read the lyrics until this past weekend for the album, but I enjoyed it the entire time. I still connected with the music without knowing word for word, and maybe that's because I know BTS. I know how much meaning is put into their lyrics. Of course, I feel closer to it now that I've read all the translations, but like I still loved it without it. So like is it Yoongi who said like if you would just listen to the music with an unbiased ear, like I think that's true. You might not like every single song. I mean, you should. They have no skips, but
Right.
it might not be your style of music, and I can understand that. But if you listen to any of their songs with just like an open mind, even without understanding the lyrics, you're gonna connect to one of their songs at least.
Very true.
Well, I am grateful for all the people who have seemed to like open up their minds and their ears and their hearts for BTS, especially through this pandemic, because this album specifically, they have given to us and created for us to show what they've been through. That just because they're, a celebrity, that they're an idol, like their world stopped too. And the message that they have resonates with everybody. It doesn't matter what walk of life you've had, we've all have been going through this together everywhere across the whole world.
I think that's the beauty of what they've done. They've humanized themselves in this album, in particular in the song Life Goes On. They've let us know that we're no different from you. They're so accessible. I think that's what sets them apart from other artists.
Yeah, that's why we will give them the world. Like literally all they have to do is ask for it. I saw somebody, obviously all the what Yoongi wants, Yoongi gets tweets and stuff are out there. But somebody was like, what Yoongi wants, Yoongi gets. And they added NASA. Like they were like at NASA because there was a comment of Yoongi saying, I'd like to go to space. And I'm like, crap if that's not the next thing. Like just ask and we'll figure it out.
Somebody's going to put him on a rocket. You know it.
I'll figure it out for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do like that old space camp movie from the 80s, Tate Donovan and all of them in it, where like they accidentally send them off into space when they're just like, going on a tour of the spaceship. We'll figure it out.
It's almost
And
like
we-
you have to be careful what they wish for now.
Right.
That's true, because I don't know if he'll want to pull all those G's, especially in that little training whirly wheel thingy.
Right?
Yeah, it'll be like a
Oh.
bad Run BTS episode.
That's a great Run BTS
Oh my
episode.
God,
We
that
need
would
to
be
send them to space
amazing.
camp.
Actually, I do kind of want to see them do that. He and Hobie. I think he and Hobie should go to space.
Oh
you
no,
imagine?
poor
No,
Hobie.
no, Hobie, no.
We would flop out of that machine and start vomiting.
He won't survive.
JK would be happy, but that's probably the only person who wouldn't mind it at all.
Yeah,
Tay-
JK's fearless.
Tay might, except for the going a little too fast. I don't know. He's kind of in between. Sometimes he
Yeah.
surprises me. He can handle it. The roller coasters don't phase him, but then when they were pulling them on the little boat on the lake, he was not having that. So
No. And Jen would just be up there going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
We give them whatever they want, and they do the same for us. Last night I was speaking with someone because I sent her the sing along, and she said their English is improving. And I said, yes, they're studying English, and they're really studying English because of us. It's a way to connect with their fan, and for them to be able to speak and with all translators, that their friends could understand that their fans could understand what is coming out of their mouths, and not just translators cutting out other pieces and saying what they want. You see things on Twitter, and next thing you know, they're doing it or replying or saying something. So in a way, they're giving us what we want, and we're giving them what they want.
Aw. Yeah, not only that, but I can't really think of any other artists that actually write songs about their fans. I mean, because Jin with his song Moon, and then we have Moon Part 2 with their song Stay.
And then giving us the award, like Jimin said, you won ARMY.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on. We have awards too.
yeah. I feel like
Right.
BTS they actively pursue us, and they're very, very active. And as a fandom, we are very active. And I feel like all the other artists, Western artists, it's more of a passive relationship. If y'all want to listen, take a listen. If not, whatevs. And the fans are very passive listeners. They might have their little playlist, but they're BTS has carefully cultivated a relationship with ARMY.
Yeah.
And we can see the payoff now, and nobody else is doing it.
I feel like Western artists only care when they're getting ready to drop an album or when they're getting ready to go on tour. And that's
True.
the only time that they increase their tweeting or, their social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever. That's the only time they actually increase their posting, is when they're getting ready for something that you have to buy. But the reason why everything that BTS does sells out is because of all those in-between times. We never have a dull moment. We never have a moment to just sit and breathe ever.
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
never.
No. Yeah.
There's always something.
Yes.
True.
Even with the performance yesterday, I mean, Taeyang, he ended with
We purple you.
yes, we purple you. Yeah, because any other artist, they would just perform and be done with their performance, but they actually still think about us in their performance. So it's just so sweet, the relationship between BTS and ARMY. For Western artists, I feel like they even get mad at fans for even being excited about seeing them when they're not, I guess, in their full element of either a concert or some other moment. It's kind of like, what are you bugging me for? This is my private moment, but they're your fans. Hello. I know, I'm not a celebrity, so I can't judge. I'm sorry, Martina.
Even if BTS is quiet, we don't hear from them for a couple of days. They're up to something. So they may be quiet, but they're going to come soon.
And we freak out.
Yes.
When they're quiet, for a day, we're like, what's wrong? Where are they? What's going on? We missed
We
them.
also freak out when they post every day, though. We're like,
That's
wait,
true.
something's up? What's coming? They're about to drop. Like, so they really can't win for losing with us, but that's all right. That's because we love them and they love us.
I love when they first made it on the billboards, and I guess everyone was like, have they seen it? Have they heard about their posts, their charts? But yeah, no, that's exactly true. We freak out about every little thing.
Right. I posted on one of my friends' TikTok, Sergeant Curry Pants. She had posted about it, and I was like, somebody wake up Worldwide Handsome and tell him we got him an early birthday gift.
Aw.
I'm so excited.
And I mean, I kind of lost my mind when I saw their reaction video finally and realized that Yoongi was there. Like, I counted and I'm like, oh, there's 7 of them. There's 7. Wait, is it somebody else? Like, is it really him?
I had to
did the
watch
same
that
thing.
video over again. Like, oh, I need to watch that. That was so fast. Hold on. Before I counted my 7.
I was like, there's too many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm like, there's 7. There's 7.
It was like JK and Jin were like protecting his left side so no one else would hit him. You know what I mean? It's like, no, don't go crazy. He's right here.
That's why they sent Jimin off to the side to go jump around.
Exactly. That was so awesome. I thought it was amazing that all the tracks ended up on the Hot 100. I thought that was really cool because Jimin wanted that.
Yeah.
Everything but Skit. And I can understand. I mean, I know they put a lot of effort into all of their tracks, including the skit, but like, it makes sense that maybe didn't. I would have liked to have seen it make it, but.
Me too.
But all the actual songs made it, so that's what counts.
I don't think they'll be mad about it.
No. And they broke so many records. I think it was Susan last night. She's like, is like chart data ever going to stop?
I know. It was crazy yesterday. It wasn't like, it was like the obvious things. And then it was these non-obvious things that they were breaking records or the first of something. And it was like, what is happening? It's just going on and on and on and on.
And that they got tweeted by the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
What was that record, Susan? The one that the reason why the Bee Gees tweeted them because they
covering a span of exactly 3 months from September 5th to December 5th, BTS earned the fastest accumulation of 3 Hot 100 number ones in 42 years since the Bee Gees earned 3 number ones in 2 months and 3 weeks with How Deep Is Your Love, Staying Alive, and Night Fever.
All the Saturday Night Fever stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then their other one was BTS has earned 5 number 1 albums in just over 2 years and 6 months. The last group to tally 5 number 1s faster was the Beatles, who earned 5 number 1s in just under 2 years and 5 months with Yesterday and Today and the White Album.
Wow.
You know, they're all out of records to break. So now they're creating new ones.
Right. And then this other one, BTS is now the first and only group in history with multiple number 1 debuts on the Hot 100 with Dynamite and Life Goes On.
Sweet.
That is so nice. Love it.
Yep. So yeah, it's been a pretty awesome week for BTS and ARMY.
Maybe we should title this episode that really long tweet thing that I see people doing. Like, what do we look like? A podcast full of whatever Grammy nominated Hot 100.
Whatever.
Yeah, the hashtag keeps getting longer and longer and
Right.
longer. I couldn't believe they actually added Hawaiian pizza onto there. Like, it just keeps.
And if they
Yeah.
added,
June said that somewhere along the line. June said Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, he wanted that added.
Yeah. Well, I do like Hawaiian pizza myself. So
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But that was funny.
I feel like we need to get this on the back of a robe, kind of like Yoongi's robe. Yoongi who sort of started this.
Yeah,
you
that
know.
pajama episode was so amazing.
Yes.
That robe, they could sell that robe out in like
Oh.
1 second.
Right?
Somebody-
Literally seconds.
yeah, if I were gonna pay $92 for some pajamas, I would definitely pay it for that.
Definitely. I'm with you, Dee.
Okay. Well, Big Hit, if you ever hear this, that's what we'd like. Thank you. Please and thank you.
put it on Twitter.
Can we start emailing big hit every podcast episode? Maybe somebody will eventually listen.
Oh,
That's an idea.
let's do it. Oh, they would love us. They would love us because we are as goofy as they are.
That's fair. Yeah.
Right. They're just chaotic Bonton and we're just chaotic Bonton and Borhe.
That's right.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And just wait until we get to all be in the same room.
Oh,
Forget
God.
it. It's
Oh,
going to be
man.
over. The hilarity will ensue. I just know it.
I don't want to be around us except for us.
That's probably true.
So do you
But-
think there are going to be any more music videos of Life Goes On? I keep wanting like an on the table one where they're eating in the dorm. Thought that would be cute.
I think on the table one was the James Corden one though. I think that was their. That's what I
Yeah.
think anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that Big Hit is, you know, the way they released all of the views of Life Goes On, you know, like the Tay camera and the Namjoon and et cetera going down the line. And they really want us to watch Life Goes On, but I think it's all very purposeful. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped some other Life Goes On music video.
I think
So-
there's at least one more left, at least.
Yeah, because I would like to keep this momentum going in also for Tay's birthday, like end the year on just this huge high.
Well, aren't
So
they
great.
dropping the ARMY music video of Life Goes on his birthday? I can't
Mhm.
remember when they're dropping that one.
Oh,
I
that's
think the mission has
right.
to be in by the 5th, right? And then they're dropping it sometime the end of December.
Okay.
I'm so
Oh,
excited to see it. I don't know why. I just wanna see what everyone else in this row is up to.
I've seen some really good submissions, so I'm excited to see what they pick and how they put it all together. Yours was really good, by the way, Crystal.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Crystal did?
Well,
Mhm.
it's kind of silly. I know. I almost didn't post it, but then one of my friends was like, "Oh, that's a good idea," and I thought, okay, but I need to figure out how to make it shorter because I had to split it up into 4. And then my friend was like, "Why don't you just make it into a collage and then try and make it smaller?" But I don't know. But I posted the other one. Life has been too busy.
Is Dion going to post one too? Dion, are you posting?
I am. I'm
Oh,
working
God.
on it. I am working on it.
Nice.
I wish I was technologically advanced to do this stuff.
Aw.
I got nothing.
No, well, I felt that way too, and I have no. Well, it didn't come out as I had envisioned, but I thought, no, this will be close enough.
They don't care anyway.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, Army did it. That's all.
Yep. But no, like a little bit about my story. So December 5th, it means a lot to me. And in Thailand, the late king that had passed away, his birthday was on December 5th. And so that also represented Father's Day in Thailand. And so every year, even after my father had passed away, I still like to celebrate his life, as Father's Day. So that's why with this song, especially Life Goes On, it added even more meaning to me. So I did it as a tribute to my father.
I love that. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's so
hear-
sweet.
I said I teared up watching your
Oh,
video. So I said, go watch, but take a tissue.
Okay.
Yes, it's very emotional.
Aw.
Yep, she had me going yesterday, and I was talking to my sister this morning, and I was telling her about your post because yesterday would have been our dad's birthday, so that put me in a kind of space.
Oh.
Yeah, that was all Crystal.
Mhm.
That was special. Happy birthday to your daddy.
Yes.
Wherever he is. But I'm good now. The thing that I posted in the the group chat. So I'm good. It's December.
I always feel bad because there was one, I think it was a V Live or it was some video, and Jen goes, why was I born in December? And I think the guys were teasing him, like, ask your mom. He's like, Mom, why was I born in December? Poor guy. But I think it's just I do feel bad for him. I kind of relate to him a little bit, but not to his extent, because he's always busy and working, end of the year award shows and performances and stuff. For me in college, it was final exam week on my birthday. So, but for him, I do feel bad. But I'm sure he doesn't, I guess he can't find anything to complain about anymore now that he has this perfect early birthday present this year. So
he definitely should not complain. Like, no.
No, he's grateful. Oh, thank you, Mom, for having me in December.
I think I remember what it was. It was about the temperature. He does not like the cold, and I think that's what it was. Why was I born in December? Something like that, because he tends to favor spring. So I think that's what he was getting at, was the temperature. But anyways, yeah.
Now he's gonna change his mind.
And somebody posted a picture yesterday too of like all of them like with their birthdays and like the Hot 100 charts underneath them. I thought that was really cute. From what was it, the Wall Street Journal photo shoot, I think, or Esquire, one of them. The one where he's kind of like leaned over a little bit and one foot is in the air, and somebody made like the stack of like Hot 100 and the Billboard, like all of the achievements they've had so far, and he's like leaning, like made it look like he's leaning on them.
Oh,
I saw that. That was really cute.
Army is so creative.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking about mic drop. Did you see my back? Did you see my back is full of trophies? And so I keep thinking, oh my gosh, they made it, and now their backs are packed with trophies.
Mm-hmm. They really can't carry them all at this point.
I know, even all 7. Bang PD has to help them. When the thing last night, when it was announced that we got number 1, I'm thinking somebody's going to have to buy me some imaginary pearls, because I'm going to break them if I keep clutching at them like this. I'm smelling those.
That's funny.
Because I'm always clutching at them, so it's so nice.
We could just get you some of those candy necklaces that are like on the little rubber.
Oh, yes, I can break them, and while tears when I could be sucking on them.
That's so cute.
So,
I was thinking, the way we love the boys, it's very hard for some people to understand.
mm-hmm.
Because they're strangers to us. Look at where they live. And how could you love them? You don't know them, but how could you love them? I ask myself that question. And then I tell myself, but what's not to love? It's BTS. You don't really know them personally, but you see them on screen. I think they're very genuine. And what the hell, love them anyway. It's love you can't lose.
Very true.
I remember reading a quote about that once. People that don't understand, like when you lose, it was when Alan Rickman died and people were posting about him, and I was super upset about it because I love him a lot. And, they don't understand how you can love this person and care about them when you don't know them or they don't know you, but they have given you something through your life. Like they have given you, whether it's a way to get through, how to cope, or just enjoyment and happiness. And those gifts that they give you mean a lot, and it creates a bond. And and with BTS, it's even more like open for me because they're so transparent with us about who they are, and whether we've met them in person or not, they show us who they are over and over and over again with their actions and with their V lives and with their posts and with everything that they do and give to us. So of course we feel like we know them and they feel like they know us. So it's like an old friend that it's just like all of us. We haven't met. Like none of us have met in person, but we all feel like we know each other because we talk to each other and we converse and we, have created those bonds of friendship. And it's the same way with them. Even though we can't directly talk to them, they still talk to us and we still talk to them. It just doesn't work in the traditional form.
Mhm.
I looked at the TikTok yesterday, and this is a new army who got in through the quarantine, and she was talking about it, and she talked about artificial emotions or feelings. I'm thinking, what do you mean artificial? It's real.
Right.
My feelings for them are real. It's not artificial. I don't know why she would think it's artificial. I don't think it is.
Just give
No.
him long 10. She'll figure it out real soon.
Yes, she
Like,
will.
I
Yes, she
mean,
will.
they make me laugh and cry and scream. When the Grammys were being announced, I legit screamed at the top of my lungs, and then started crying. That's not artificial.
No,
That's
Hot
cool that
100
you were
yesterday,
somebody you really care
tears
about.
and chills.
exactly. That's not
you know,
artificial.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I
you, Melissa, that you were not an emotional person
no,
before you met
no,
BTS. Like
a little
your
bit of an
feelings
ice queen. Now they make me all all full of feelings. Ugh. But I wouldn't have it any other way because I love them.
Mm-hmm. But that's just a testament to how, to how real the relationship is, because you've had actual people in your life that didn't make you feel those kinds of things.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's true.
yeah,
Oh, they're amazing.
they really are. 7 little
yes,
angels.
yeah, they make me happy. They make me smile. They make me laugh. They make me cry, except angry. Every emotion except anger or fear.
Yep.
Yeah, so
None
but
of the
I,
bad
I
ones.
like that.
They don't disappoint us.
No,
I don't, and I can't foresee them ever doing any of those things. I mean, will we be sad, if inevitably they decide to stop making music at some point, but we'll know, we will understand. We might not like it, but we will understand.
but
And
we
I
have
truly
our memories and our DVDs and our CDs and our pictures and our bags and cups and chopsticks and bowls.
right.
Yeah. Start your collection now so you can cope.
I mean,
Start your collection now because it's cheaper to buy it when it comes out than trying to buy it years later.
So true.
yes.
Yeah.
I still think though, even if they get to a point where they aren't together making music, I don't think that they will stop communicating with their fans.
No.
I feel like they will still have a presence wherever that ends up being at that point in time. I don't think they're just gonna walk away from ARMY and be like, okay, we're done now. We're just not gonna talk to you guys for the next decade or so.
Never. I mean, JK tattooed us on his hand, right?
Right.
He's with us for life.
And
Yeah.
Jimin has said many times that he wants to be an idol or, have a long career. So he's not going anywhere.
No, I think they'll always be in music, or most of them, anyways.
BTS is going to change the model because at this point, I'm not saying there aren't K-pop groups before that have broken the international barriers, but not to the extent that BTS has. So they are going to be the first ones who have literally changed how this works, because up until now, it was more dependent on people in Korea as to whether idol groups continued on. That's why their military has always been such a big thing, because once they go for military enlistment and that starts happening, when they come back and they're in their late 20s and early 30s, they're too old and people don't care about them anymore because they've moved on to younger groups. But BTS has such a big, wide fan base that is not just in Korea, it is literally all over the world, and of so many different age groups that they don't have to worry about that. They will have a career for as long as they want to have one in whatever form they want to have one. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go. post military and post, them all getting older and, maybe not being able to dance like they can now, and just kind of the evolution of what will transpire.
Absolutely. And we would watch them regardless.
Exactly.
They don't need to dance. They can just sit on stools. I mean, I like their choreography, but like it's not necessary. It's just an added bonus.
But I also love those stool songs, like that performance they did for Dynamite, where they're the ones in the middle are in the red pants, and Junie and J Hope on the ends are in the green pants, and Jimin's hair is like feathered beautifully. Like that's anyway. That stool performance is like one of my favorites. Not to mention the Tiny Desk performance. Like I love watching that. Like I can watch it over and over, and they don't. I mean, other than just getting up and bopping around a little bit, they're just sitting on the stools. I love it. I'm here for all of it.
Yeah, me too. It's awesome.
And I love that's how they ended their Life Goes On music video too, where they're in a stadium, they're sitting on a stool singing.
Yes.
That was very beautiful.
It made me feel very lonely. Like not like lonely, but it made me feel their loneliness without us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
No,
that's
it really does. Yeah.
like that's it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. But like that's what I felt. I was like, oh my gosh, like we're such a missing hole in their life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing too. They're able to communicate that through their music video. I don't know how other artists would be able to have gotten away with that, but they were able to express that in their music video and relay that message to us. So yeah, it means so much to ARMY to see that they miss ARMY, and that's why ARMY will always be there for them.
The video is just so good. And I like every iteration of it. It's really good. I thought it was funny. So you know how Namjoon like wipes the dust off of his bike seat because he's not able to go out riding or whatever as much. And I saw a local tweet like, but why'd he kiss his bike seat? And I'm like
What?
thinking about it. And I'm like, I guess if you didn't know, like maybe.
Oh my gosh. People are so funny. Why did he kiss his bike seat?
But like we all got the bike reference because we know he likes to go riding his bike down by the river and stuff like that.
Right.
It was a very personal take for most of that video, and I think it was directed towards us to real full-fledged ARMY. Not that it won't maybe bring in new fans, but it'll be a while before they maybe understand all the references.
Yes. Speaking of Junie, my favorite tweet from yesterday was one talking about, how he said in that live that he wasn't sure about their music, like the Korean music charting and that kind of stuff, and him just being, kind of, I guess, worried about it, and said, June shared one little doubt in a live, and ARMY said, not on my watch. We'll chart your entire Korean album and show you that music transcends language, you adorable bonsai-loving giant.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a good one.
I love that.
Your
So
wish is our command.
that was my favorite one, you bonsai-loving giant.
I've been thinking about, what in the world these end of the year performances are going to look like because, Corden with the Korean Airlines plane and the reconstruction of James Corden's set. I mean, just the level of all of that. I have no idea what they're going to do. So,
Right.
And last year's performances were just like so huge, and they were limited to the stadium where the performance were being held, and they're not limited this year because most of them aren't live, right? Like most of them are going to be pre-recorded, so like legit sky's the limit.
I mean,
it'll be interesting to see if Yoongi is in them, like if they filmed them before.
Mm-hmm.
I am very excited for those performances.
Me too.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them. Oh. There was
They
always
just
something,
upping
and they
themselves.
just keep getting better and better. When you think they can't get any better, they go and they do it again.
They just
Oh,
one up themselves every single time, and I'm just like, okay, so you were just basically at the stadium in Seoul, and you lit the entire stadium up like Army was there and had fireworks, and then you recreated James Corden's set, and then you were on an airplane on the tarmac, and so what is next? where are we going next?
Outer space.
Yeah, exactly. To the moon. Where are we going?
Like that's the next level. I mean, with was it Fallon where they did like all the different location performances? I mean, they just keep impressing me over and over again.
and with
Big
that,
Hit
they're
has
so
a team, a good team.
If they do a performance on the zero gravity rocket and Yoongi actually gets to go to effing space,
That would be so awesome. Yeah, maybe NASA can help them out. Or I don't know if the Korea doesn't have a space force, so I don't know.
There's got to be at least one army that works for NASA.
Oh, there has to
they
be.
probably have more than one.
Who? Oh man, I can't remember now, but it was some account, a verified Twitter account. Who did they work for? It was like a television or a news station, and she's like, "I'm about to give up tweeting about work and turn into a full-time Stan account."
A doctor or something. Isn't she? I think she's like a medical.
Yeah. Maybe she is a doctor. I don't. Man, I just laughed.
Yeah. She's like, I'm just
laughing
and stop tweeting. I think she said she was going to stop tweeting about medicine and just make it a BTS Stan account.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And just all of the companies, like obviously Bagel Bites is probably the funniest, but like I have seen a lot of companies, and sometimes I'm like, you're doing this for clout, but when Bagel Bites, like that person's legit BTS Army.
And same with Paper Magazine. I think that person is a serious Jimin bias.
Yes.
I mean, even Microsoft Bing was tweeting about BTS yesterday, and they had made like a little house, like in their tweet, it looked like a house, and it said, "In this house, we stand BTS."
Oh wow, that's amazing!
Oh yes, I saw that. That's great.
But when I saw Walmart using, Hangul, in their tweet, I'm thinking things have changed. Things are amazing when that happens. Anyway,
Walmart doesn't even sell BTS albums, do they?
Yeah, I've bought albums there.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they do. Just like Target. Like Target picked up, and now Target has a decent sized K-pop selection at most locations. Like it's not just BTS though. I mean, obviously it is BTS, but like they include other. I've seen like TXT. I've seen some NCT albums.
Super M.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just my Walmart then. I need to speak to them.
Maybe you have to ask. I mean, even Target, sometimes you have to ask. When I went and bought my copy of B, like they didn't have any out. I'm like, do you have any of the new? And he was like, BTS album? And I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's how it was with Seven. They had to go, back and get them out because they hadn't put them out yet.
And then at some places for B, they put them out early. They were out like the day before.
Yeah.
The stalker's probably like, I don't know what this is, but I'm supposed to bring this out.
Some people put them in the book section because it kind of does look like a book.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
no.
does.
Canadian armies that were having trouble finding it because it ended up getting put in the book section.
Aw. Our poor Maple armies.
I know.
I was laughing earlier when Martina had mentioned that, the guys make us feel happy and excited, but they don't make us feel angry or make us fear anything. But I will admit, I do fear certain things, though. From Army's perspective, I fear about missing concert tickets, missing albums, missing merchandise. And then when watching the V lives of the guys are like, please don't hurt yourself. Junie, stop breaking things. Jin, stop choking on food.
Junie's always going to hurt himself. He's always going to find an opportunity. Even on the James Corden show, he found an opportunity to hurt himself.
I know.
Why?
He tossed the fountain pen in the air and then he tried to catch it and then he's like looking at his hands going, that was so funny.
He is chaotic when it comes to that
Yeah.
stuff. He
But
really
that does kind of scare me. I'm like, don't hurt yourself now.
He
feel like-
is always the one. But like he's not the only one. JK's always touching everything or smelling it, but he just isn't he's naturally not clumsy. I'm a clumsy person, so I relate to Junie. If I threw a pin, I'd probably mark all over myself too. Like, but JK, like at that Christmas performance last night, he was petting a polar bear. Like at one point, like he's like looking around, touching all the things on the table.
And he loves to smell things. Like he reminds me of Anthony from Queer Eye that like has to smell all the nasty stuff in people's refrigerators when they're cleaning houses
Right.
out. And I'm like, that's JK. So when everybody was going crazy about him sniffing Jimin's ponytail in that little clip from YouTube that they posted, I'm like, why are y'all surprised? JK smells everything.
Right.
Like, it's not a shock. It's not shocking to me he was sniffing his ponytail.
No, and we've seen him sniff up on Hobie several times. Like I think he must think Hobie's natural aroma, or maybe like his shampoo, must be like JK crack. Because I've seen videos of JK sniffing J-Hope's head so many times.
And he's always putting things in his mouth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just have to taste things. Let me check you out. Okay.
Aw,
Not edible.
so cute.
In the mouth.
Aw,
But those things are endearing to us.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm curious
Yeah.
what fragrance Hobie is now.
I want to smell all of them, but not in a weird, creepy way.
Aw.
No, picture in my head, you just go, taking a sniff of each and every one.
I mean, look, I have definitely been known to follow some of my coworkers at work, like when they come in with a really good cologne. Stop, hold on a minute. I need to sniff you.
No, absolutely. Or like, you go down an aisle at the store and somebody had just been there and you're like, like that smells
Who
good.
is that?
Right. Like, where is this person?
But I
I mean-
compliment people like that if I smell something nice. Oh, you smell nice. Yeah, so I understand that very much.
Aw.
Probably shouldn't investigate it because if Detective Army ever knew or told me what kind of like cologne or perfume or whatever that the guys wore, I wouldn't be above getting it and just spraying it on my pillows. Like,
Oh, no, we know for Yoongi from that Be Life he did a few months back. There was right behind him was a shelf.
oh, yeah,
And there
I
was a
do
couple of bottles of cologne, and Army sold out like the smallest bottles of some of them.
Well, of course.
Wow.
It's only natural.
Yeah.
They influence a lot of things. I mean, don't they have like didn't the Tiny Tan have like a whole line of stuff with the Downies?
Oh
things
yeah,
that-
right. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Because JK sold out Downy in Korea.
No. It's
That's
like,
why they
oh,
hide the labels of things that they use. Like one of the performances last year, one of the like award show performances, Tay like legit full fists his lip balm and like puts it on his lips like this. Like you can't see it, but I crap you not, Army figured out what it was and sold that stuff out.
Wow.
I may or may not have a tube of it. I'm just saying. I ordered it from Japan.
oh my gosh, that's funny. Ah.
They may as well just be open because if you try to hide it, Army's gonna go find it. It doesn't matter what it is, they will find it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they're better than the FBI or CIA.
I know.
That's true.
Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't an Army person who has discovered how to cure COVID. Like, we've got some folks who are Army who probably have a job where that could be what they're working on. And the way they discover and investigate things, like, I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't necessarily know. It could be Army helping to,
Oh.
like,
That is true, too. Maybe they just can't say.
and we have extra motivation because we're ready to get to a freaking concert. So
Exactly. Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. The CDC needs to put out a call. Summon army. We need to get back to concerts. We need to get this vaccine going.
I mean, I'm
That's
feeling
the
a
way.
little encouraged that multiple like government officials are starting to actually talk about the distribution of a vaccine. I know our governor here in North Carolina had a press conference about it today. And my friend that lives in Chile, I talked to her earlier today, and their president had a press conference about the vaccine as well. So I feel a little encouraged that they're actually starting to talk about it, like it's a maybe closer than I think it will be.
Yeah, I really hope the guys can see Army in person somewhere
Oh,
in
yes.
the near future.
I hope that big hit New Year's Eve concert doesn't get canceled.
Too.
Not that it'll get canceled, but the in-person portion of
In
it.
person one. It probably will
Yeah.
be. Because there's an idol who tested positive from one of the music
Yeah,
shows. So
Right.
I saw that.
Yep.
Like, and there was a whole list like
It was
of people that they came into contact with, and
there's a lot
that's
of
the one.
testing going
Yes,
on.
Monster X, and I've seen that he got tested, and then all the Monster X members had to get
Yeah,
tested.
Martha testing it too.
He's one of the co-hosts too. So
So is it safe to say that the only reason why we really want a vaccine is that so we can get to see BTS and that BTS could be on tour again?
Well, it's
I mean,
important.
that was my only reason.
It's important, but that's not it.
I enjoy working from home. So, a vaccine would eventually send me back into the office, but, it'd be worth it to see BTS.
I don't know about the vaccine just yet. I feel like it's gonna. I know it takes time. It's gonna take time, but in between that time frame though of getting a vaccine it's also just as critical. And so I know if people would just wear their mask and social distance properly, that would help a lot. But with the vaccine, I mean, I'm hopeful, but at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of things in questions, especially from a science perspective, because they're working so hard and trying to expedite this, but at the same time, like how effective is it gonna be? And I feel like I'm gonna be one of the first ones screwed because being in the medical field, we're gonna be the first ones to have to test it out. And so I'm like, if I turn into a zombie and I end up not going to a BTS concert, that's on you guys. Like, make this vaccine properly.
I've decided that it's going to be one of two things. Like either things are going to be fine, or it's going to turn into I Am Legend. And if it goes,
Oh no!
and I do turn into a vampire, then at least I'll get to find Lestat. So either way, it's a win-win. Like I'm okay.
It will be fine. This is not the first time they've made a vaccine.
Right.
So they've been making vaccine for what, hundreds of years now? Or close, well, not hundreds maybe, but
Like
they have
100.
done so many vaccines, polio, measles, smallpox, diphtheria, tetanus, all these stuff that we got vaccines for as a kid. I've gotten so many vaccines. I've said, well,
Just another one.
yeah, it's just another one. Flu shot, even if they don't get a vaccine and I have to get a shot every year, I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and science has advanced so much too. So it's the advancement in science and the time frame. I think that will help too.
Yeah.
Well, all of that to say, I'm ready to see BTS in person, like not far away from me, not an ocean away.
In the US.
And then their next album is going to be dedicated to ARMY, like coming back for a reunion with them.
Can you imagine that first show?
Yeah.
No, Jimin and JK are going to be like on the floor like after every song because they're going to be working their butts off.
Lots of bawling going on, lots of crying.
Gosh.
Was it Jin's interview in Weverse magazine where he said that he thought that there would be crying, but it was he feels more like it was going to be like just coming home, or was it Jimin's interview? I'm confused.
It was Jin.
It was Jin. Yeah, and like my initial thought is there's going to be a lot of crying, But then when he said that, I was like, that's kind of true too. Like maybe they're just gonna feel like this sense of like peace and like they're home. I still think
It was going to be crime for me either way, before or
Right.
after COVID. So, I mean, that will not change.
No, I'm not wearing makeup.
Nope.
I will go in barefaced, looking all kinds of a fresh hell. I don't care.
With a box of tissues.
Right. Did you see my bag? It's full of tissues.
Like BTS's bag is full of trophies and an ARMY's bag is full of tissues.
That seems
right.
And that is the way it should be.
Well, I mean, we could sit here and talk about BTS for another, 5 hours and talk about all of their accomplishments, but,
There's not enough time.
No, unfortunately.
Well, congrats, BTS. We're all so
Congrats,
excited for you guys.
Woo!
Yay!
very exciting.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Bomton and Borhe. You can find us on Twitter at BBorhe Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook at Bomton and Borhe, and our email is bomtonandborhe@gmail.com.
Until next time, this is Crystal.
D.
Melissa.
J.
Susan.
Tina.
Borhe.